Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back for another video. We have a special video today interviewing the members of the Many Worlds team, ManyWorldsToken.com, which I will share my screen. You can see plenty of later. But I'm excited to take a look at this project. I've met with these men before, and the stuff that they told me about it has just got me pretty eager to learn more about their plans and their ambitions, and I think it's definitely going to be worth a listen. So without further ado, Steve, Tan, would you please introduce yourselves?
Absolutely. Hi, my name is Tan. I am the CEO of the Many Worlds Token, and I am really excited to be here.
I'm Steve Bumbera, COO, and was the project architect coming up with some of the original ideas. But as we grow as a team, it's definitely an us thing.
Awesome. So, I mean, we might as well just go ahead and dive right into this, right? I mean, the plan is, from everything that I understand, one of the big things with metaverse cryptocurrencies is that there's, in one hand, that you've got something like Blocktopia, or you've got another project in this other entirely different existence, and there's no connection, no interoperability, nothing like that. And from what I understand, the plan is for you guys, for your project to bring some kind of a connection, right? So could you tell us more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So just like you said, one of the biggest things about all of these platforms that are coming out, and many more that'll exist that we don't yet know about, because when we talk about the metaverse, like Human likes to frequently say, it's not going to be a metaverse where one platform kind of is where we go. It'll be multiple platforms, and we don't want to compete and be a metaverse. We want to be the infrastructure that they all use, so users can sort of travel between them seamlessly, and kind of experience and share data throughout the metaverse platforms to get a more meaningful experience. And Human, do you have I know you usually have a lot to add to that.
Yeah, it's such a cool time to be alive. I mean, you get a company like Facebook changing their name to Meta, and you just see that Ready Player One type of life really beginning to form. But even in Ready Player One, there was a single metaverse being used by everyone. And that's just not the reality of the situation. If the metaverse is looked at as another universe, well, then we should assume it's going to be a multiverse, right? There's going to be many different universes on many different chains with many different features. And we don't only plan on being a way to connect and be that bridge utility, but also allowing you to craft a custom NFT avatar that can be injected into each metaverse. So you get your gear or equipment in one metaverse, and then you want to go shopping in the next, and then you show up at H&M covered in blood from your last raid on your last mission or whatever it is. And it's just a really cool time to be alive. Really excited to be part of the beginning of this everything.
That's so. Yeah, that's an interesting concept. I didn't even think about that. A multiverse versus a many Ready Player One type. I don't know if I grabbed that when we talked before, but that's an interesting concept to think about versus one big universe where you would just be in that one thing. So I'm going to actually share the website, share my screen real quick so we can take a look at the website. And you can see, describe the website, because I know that, some of these, this artistry here is a little bit of your plan, right? With the avatars.
Yeah, absolutely. So the artist, his name is Brian, and he works out of Orland Culture Shop in Colorado. And he is just a fantastic artist. If you haven't seen his work, I implore you to visit his website. So he actually came on to the project, and he's really excited about what we're doing. And this is more fun to him than work. So he's joining us at a bigger capacity as well. But yeah, these are our bits, and this is the environment in which they live. We have whole backstories on each of these bits. And as we move forward, they're going to be a bigger and bigger part of our ecosystem. Human, do you want to tell them just a little bit about that?
Yeah. So the bits are cool. Just to give a little bit of the lore and not too much, because while we are primarily focused on utility, there is an entertainment piece of the business of what we're doing here. The first is going to start with delivering NFT comics that tell the story of our bits and their travel throughout, the quantum metaverse, multiverse metaverse. It's going to be hard to make an acronym for that whole thing, but that'll start as NFT comics. And on the team, we do have an executive producer in the entertainment industry that has produced, full feature films. Pretty well connected team out here in Hollywood. So we will be moving into, animated TV shows, full feature films, things like that. But just to talk about the bits a little bit, that's what each one of these characters are. And what are they? They're quantum computers connected with blockchain technology with highly advanced artificial intelligence that powers them, making them basically humans underneath it all. And I don't want to give away too much of the story because that's why the NFT comic is purchasable. But these bits are the first introduction of the customizable NFT character. So you'll get a basically bland version of what you see here. And each bit in here represents one of the dev team members. Those are our custom bits. So on the website, you'll have your login portal where you can manage your portfolio. You can use the D app to track your different levels of tokens, all that sort of stuff. But then you'll also have your avatar, which you can go customize and purchase new assets to make it more custom, and then eventually inject your bit into our game or a partnered ecosystem.
Yeah, so each of these bits, like Human said, is one of us. And this guy in the center with the broken tie, that's actually Human, kind of a mad scientist vibe, just constantly coming up with crazy ideas. But yeah, each consumer in our NFT trading post will essentially get a bit that they can customize to represent themselves. And in the belly screen there, they can actually replace that belly screen with an image. So and they can mint that as an NFT. So once they mint it as an NFT, and this is a part of our interoperability protocol, right? They can take that bit, this NFT representation of themselves, and inject it into various platforms. And one of the things that we're really excited to be working towards is the ability to take this into a game and play as your character. You've heard a little bit about NFT comics, and the way those comics are going to be built is through skeletons. And what's going to happen is there's going to be a skeleton for the body parts, and those will become interchangeable. So you can change out the character in the comic to yourself, if you'd like, or your dog or your cat. And then you can sort of have this minted comic book with characters that except you didn't have to pay an artist to sort of draw it up from scratch. The comic book exists, you just interchange the character. So that's just a tiny, exciting thing that we're doing with our trading post.
And so I just want to jump in there too, because I think it's really cool to explain that when you are minting these characters, there's going to be a toggle and you get to choose yes or no. That's simple. If you select yes, then you're giving us the right to feature your custom bit inside of our comics, inside of the game, inside of the show. So you can actually appear inside of the world as we display it to the rest of, the world.
Yeah. And things like facial expressions, antennas, body parts, magnetic arms, there can be, we have kind of a system in mind that will allow you to generate parts for your bit. And you can definitely generate something that's never been seen before, that's extremely rare. And then you can go ahead and sell that part, or you can keep it. If you keep it and you attach it to your bit and mint it as a full NFT, you can give us permission to use that in an animation or a comic book. And of course, all of those things are interchangeable. So you can remove the right for us to use it, and then it just disappears from the comic book and we can insert something else there. But yeah, it's I'm really excited about that.
Man, it seems like there's a lot of plans, a lot of exciting plans. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys haven't even scratched the surface on this. So I don't know. I mean, it seems like there's a lot of potential here. Now, if I'm on the website and I want to research, I'm watching this video, sometime in the future, want to research many worlds. Where would you guide us? I mean, we could obviously talk about the white paper. So, I see here white paper, roadmap, and what are some other places that you would want us to head to?
So
yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Human.
So actually, this website is the first version. Our team formed quickly, and we delivered this brand new, never been done before tokenomics very, very quickly. So this is version 1 of the website. Version 2 is actually going to be out likely at the end of this week. Okay. And it's going to have a whole lot more, quick highlights about the leveling system, the countdowns to the daily lottery, all sorts of nice features. So I'd say this website as is. The white paper and less tan, you have a better idea.
Yeah. So essentially, the website is what it is for now. It's a version 1. So version 2 will be out, like Human said, later this week. Delve into the white paper. That's the obvious way to learn a little bit more. But the absolute best place to go if you'd like to really do a deep dive into the project is visit us on Discord. You're going to find a ton of information on Discord. I know a lot of communities have their main community on Telegram. We do have a Telegram community that's actually bigger than our Discord, but our Discord folks have been with us since day 0, since back in the days when we were saying we're going to do something, but we don't know what. So all of those folks have a lot of very, very thorough information listed there that you can look through, ask questions. And Human and I ourselves and our engineers are all on Discord, and they're answering DMs as often as they can.
All right, great. Now, something that we talked about that there's so many things that I really want to talk about, but I think the first thing that really popped out to me when we initially met to just talk about this project was you talked about, so if I were to describe to my followers how to buy many token, I mean, you could see, you could click here, buy many, but how to buy it, it's pretty simple for me. I would just say, hey, go to PancakeSwap, make sure you copy the contract address, paste it in PancakeSwap, and you're good. You're good to go. And I know for a large majority of people who aren't cryptocurrency enthusiasts, that would go straight over their heads. They have no idea what I'm talking about. PancakeSwap, what is that? A place where I swap food with other people. And so you described what your plan is for that, for a much more streamlined process. And I'd love to hear that. Love to hear people. Yeah.
Yeah. So, right now, 3.5% of invested wealth is invested in cryptocurrency, and less than 0.05% is in the DeFi space, right? So what we have now is people coming into crypto very, very slowly, trickling in. And the typical project, when they advertise within that crypto community. They're trying to grab a larger percent of the market share from that 3.5% of people that are already in crypto. The problem with that is the vast majority of wealth is in traditional investments, sitting in bank accounts, people going, I'd love to be on crypto, but the only thing I know how to buy is Bitcoin, and that costs $40,000 a coin. So there's a lot of barriers, right? When you talk about PancakeSwap, it's turning fiat into Bitcoin and then turning it into BNB or directly to BNB. And if you're in New York, that's really hard. And we had, in our pre-sale, we had a lot of people who were just connections of ours that wanted to invest. And it took days walking them through that process. And our accountant, who's sort of consulting with us on an international level to figure out taxes, well, he was like, he invested $1,000 and he said, if that $1,000, if all that got him was the experience of buying BNB and using PancakeSwap, it was worth it. Because that's just that overwhelming of a process. So what we're working on is a front end plus system to PancakeSwap. This software will essentially allow users to just download the app, download our app, and plug in their banking information, and then within 3 to 5 button presses, have Many Worlds token in their app. So, it's going to eliminate the decentralized wallet connect feature. It's going to eliminate figuring out PancakeSwap, how to get BNB, how to convert it. All of that goes away. Slippage. What is slippage? I learned about slippage a few weeks ago, and I've been in crypto for a while now. So all of that is going to get eliminated. Essentially, you'll be able to tell your grandma or your mom or your uncle who's never been in crypto before, hey, there's this great new project. It pays something like dividends. All you have to do is buy this, press that button, and you're done. And essentially, that's what we're going to have, a barrier-free entry into crypto through the Many Worlds token.
And all right, so Steve, you go by Human? I missed that part. You're in Los Angeles, is that right?
No, I'm actually over New York side with Tan.
Okay.
Pixu is our marketing entertainment person, and he's out in, yeah.
And so, you guys described the connections that you're making out in Hollywood. And so this is just another comparison is for somebody like me to tweet out to most of my followers, hey, buy Many token, you can just get it on PancakeSwap. I'm all set. For a lot of these people who you are making connections with in that industry, for them to tweet out to their thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of followers, hey, get on PancakeSwap. It's like, again, like I said, no idea. So that's the appeal with that, right? It's just a few clicks, you're in for the average person who doesn't understand any of this. But then, the fact that you guys are out, you have representatives out in, on the West Coast making those connections. Could you elaborate more on that? Because that was really interesting to me as well when we spoke the first time.
Yeah. So we have, we've made contact with a few celebrities, but all of them, it's the same thing. It's, I don't even know how to open a wallet, let alone do what you're asking me to do. And my followers will have no idea how to do that, nor will I know how to explain that. And that's kind of why we pivoted a little bit, right? The original idea was to get the customization platform and marketplace out immediately. But then as our connections grew, we saw that getting people the ability to get into the ecosystem first was the highest priority. Our PR representative is actually Liza Anderson, and I implore you and anyone else listening, Google her. Understand what that means from a PR marketing perspective to have Liza Anderson on board with this project. And that's just one of quite a few that we've spoken with. And I'll let Tan take over because I am the guy in the group that has absolute problems keeping any secrets. So I don't want to accidentally name drop someone and get in trouble for it. So
yeah, so we're making all these connections with Hollywood, A-list celebrities essentially. Also a lot of other people who manage those celebrities, right? So the challenge is, do we drop that bomb now? If we drop that bomb now and we have this person with a couple of million followers and worldwide followers, have them tweet this out, but then what is the conversion rate? It's not going to be so high. They land on our website, they hit buy many, they hit a few barriers and they quit. So that's where the idea of this application came in, and we kind of reprioritized and we said we need to make the barriers easier to deal with. So we're removing these barriers, and then we'll have those connections sort of execute the marketing agreements that we have and we continue to make. And that's when those conversion rates are going to be a lot higher. A lot more of their audience will be able to simply and easily buy into the Many Worlds token. And this doesn't stop at the Many Worlds token, because this same entry software is going to be embedded into the NFT marketplace. So then you don't just simplify entering into the crypto space through the token, you also simplify entering into the NFT space through our marketplace. And then these, everyone that we talk to kind of say the same thing, right? They want to get into the NFT game, they want to get into the NFT space, but it's got to be easy for their audience. It's got to be as easy as using Venmo. And that's kind of where the idea clicked. Like, yeah, it can be easy as using Venmo. But there were some legal challenges, which is why most people didn't do it. But then we made even deeper connections, and we got through those legal hurdles. So now it's just a matter of time before our engineers put all of that together and release that software.
I wanted to touch on that real quick too. I think it's important when you look at the name Many Worlds. It's not just about connecting these different ecosystems, these different metaverses. We're also really trying to be the bridge between the real world and crypto, and help that movement towards mass adoption by just making it simple and being willing to work with regulators, being willing to work with businesses and get this thing going, because crypto is just such a beautiful technology. NFTs are so much more than just art. I mean, look at domain name spaces and using NFTs for Web3 applications instead. That's brilliant. It's just, sorry. I'll stop there.
So, I mean, something that stuck out to me is what if I'm kind of dreaming with you guys, I suppose, but what if there was a place, when MySpace was created, MySpace was obviously an inferior product to Facebook, but when Facebook came along, that there wasn't really an outlet for celebrities, for whatever else, that was just for your everyday, your Uncle Bob or something like that to hop on Facebook and connect with his family members. But then Twitter came along, and that became like the hub of, that's where the celebrities started out, at least. They mostly are, and they spread around to Instagram and other platforms like that. And so I was wondering, just listening to you guys talking more about just maybe with NFTs, you have Eminem getting a Bored Ape, you have someone getting a CryptoPunk, and different things like that. But maybe, perhaps, or with the metaverse, with the multiverse, whatever you want to call it, this is the place where the celebrities they're comfortable, and so they come. But I don't want to speak to that too much.
No, I'm glad you brought it up, because that's one of the big draws to our system, right? Because if celebs can come in without any barriers and their audiences can come in, that's our intention, right? To have almost an exclusive deal in the beginning. Like, you'll have your, hey, so-and-so, you'll have your NFTs and your audience is going to love it. We're going to bring this NFT to our platform, and that's where it'll be. So almost like an exclusive deal. And because we are making it so easy to enter the space, they don't even think about going anywhere else right now. There's one competitor who's working on being as seamless as we are. So it's kind of a race to getting there. And I am happy to say that we're moving quickly. We're hiring more and more engineers. And right now, I can't name drop this yet. Right now, we are talking to a major payment processing system with a payment processing company with a crypto license that can buy and sell crypto in the States, which is going to be one of the essential components of our software. So because we're making it so easy, celebs want to be here. From our conversations with them, that's what they say, that they'd love to get into this, but it's got to be easy for everyone. And beyond that, we talked about our bits previously. That's going to be a representation of yourself. But in our platform, there's going to be this social media component of it, where that is a representation of you, and you can shoot out quick blurbs and show off what NFTs you own. So that's kind of what we're doing to kind of draw that community here, and therefore draw that audience here and keep them here and keep them trading in our platform. But yeah, what you said is exactly where our mind went. And every day, like even yesterday, we made a new connection, and we're thinking, we've got to dedicate more personnel time to leaning into just this, because those connections are getting so much deeper now.
Great. All right. So being kind of the nerd that I am, the math guy, the whatever, when we got to the tokenomics part of the discussion, I know you guys could see that my eyes started to get a little bit bigger, because that was something that I was just like, oh, hey, this is something I've never heard before. there's plenty of offshoots of different things, but when you guys described the tokenomics of the many token, I was like, wow, okay, all right, so tell me more. And I'll throw it off to you. Tell me more.
Yeah, I'm gonna start this off and then I'll let Human take over, because we're really, really excited about the tokenomics. And I know that we have these ambitious goals, right? And we have all these things that we want to do that have really not been done before in a meaningful way. And people can look at that and say, well, all of these projects come in and they offer up the world, and then months and years pass by and they accomplish nothing. Well, I want to preface this by saying we have provided evidence of our capabilities, right? We brought this token, the Many Worlds token, we brought it into existence. Every line of code was written from scratch. It is not a copy-paste contract like you have many other projects do. But beyond that, we are introducing a brand new form of tokenomics, which has not been done, to my knowledge, ever before within a smart contract system. So, and we call this dynamic tokenomics. So each Many Worlds token actually interact differently with the smart contract based on when you purchased it, its level. So you can have level 1, 2, 3, and then you can have level 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So each token that you buy is going to level up based on how long you've been holding it. And as it levels up, these tokens unlock different features. The first feature you're going to unlock is your weekly rewards. So BUSD rewards. You hold the token, and as soon as it's a level 2 token, on day number 8 after you buy it, you unlock weekly rewards. Now that has never been done before. If you buy one Ethereum a year ago, and then you buy another Ethereum yesterday, you have 2 Ethereum that are exactly the same. But that's not the case with Many Worlds token. For example, if someone had purchased Many Worlds token on our pre-sale event and someone purchased it yesterday, they have 2 very different tokens, because that person who purchased it weeks ago is now getting weekly rewards. And the person who purchased it yesterday is not getting those rewards. And as their tokens level up, they'll continue to unlock different rewards. And we kind of revealed what the features are for level 2 and 3. Level 2, you start getting weekly rewards. Level 3, your rate of rewards are upgraded. So your tokens become level 3 after you've been holding them for 3 months. And as soon as it becomes a level 3 token, you start getting rewards at a higher rate than everyone else. So there's an entirely different rewards pool that's shared with tokens that are level 3 and above. And level 4, 5, and beyond, those features we have not revealed yet. They are heavily tied into the NFT marketplace. What we can say is we're really, really excited to, when we can reveal those rewards, we're going to be very excited to tell you about it. Great. So yeah, that's just one way that this token is very, very different from all other tokens. And Human Steve can tell you a little bit more about why we needed to invent this new form of tokenomics.
Yeah, so we all fell in love with BUSD rewards, right? Evergrow created this amazing thing, stable coin rewards. That was so cool, almost too good to be true. And that's kind of what it was, a little bit of too good to be true. So we were going to make something very similar to Evergrow, and we were just going to brand it better, have more utility behind it. But then we realized that there were some major issues. And those issues are the reason BUSD reward systems fail. So I'll talk through those real quick. The first is barrier to entry. Okay, if you have a 14% tax to buy and then a 14% tax to sell, that means at the moment of purchase, you are down 30% on that trade. That's insane. That is insane. You need a 30% return to break even. Insane. And that's before you pay the government. So you're walking away with if a break-even trade took place, you're walking away with half of your original investment. That is actually insane. Now, the idea is that hopefully the rewards that you generate are enough to comp for all of those losses you've incurred simply by pressing buy. But that introduces the next problem of BUSD reward systems. Well, really any rewards-based systems until us. The key is volume. Volume is what generates these rewards, right? But if you have a high barrier to entry, how can you possibly generate volume if you don't have a tradable asset? The only thing you can do is pump every single penny you have into marketing and just get newer holders, newer holders, newer holders. And what are those newer holders doing? They're not benefiting from the BUSD rewards. This thing is up 30,000% from listing price. The amount of rewards that they're getting are pennies, fractions of pennies. And all they're doing is paying in to all the older investors. That's all your purchase does. It doesn't actually reward you, it rewards them. So with volume being lacking, all you can do is pump new people into it over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. And that is the only way to really create any sort of volume to generate these rewards. So what do you need? You need a low buy and a low sell tax, but somehow you have to also be able to pay rewards on that. Why do you need it? Day traders and swing traders. We love when people trade our asset. Heck, that's why we created the daily lottery. Every single day that you purchase a token enters you in a lottery and 10 winners are picked. It's that simple. If you want to day trade an asset, this is the one. Please day trade away, enter into that lottery, and help us continue filling up our rewards as long-term investors in the project. So we solved the volume problem by reducing barrier to entry, enticing day trading and swing trading, as well as long-term holding. We reduced the gas fee issue by, instead of paying out BUSD rewards hourly, they're paid out weekly, which is also another good long-term vision for the project. And we don't need to spend all of our money on marketing. We can focus on engineering and the utility that we're trying to deliver, because the asset itself is healthy enough to grow organically, something that cannot be said about any other reward system in existence. So I hope I summarized that well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's a good summary, and you did describe, I mean, the problem with Evergrow, and there's a cryptocurrency that a meme coin, Santa, is just like Evergrow, had a similar issue, and I tweeted once about Santa coin, and it was probably my biggest regret of my entire life as a so-called social media influencer, because then I got questions about it every day as it dumped to zero. But hey, those BUSD rewards. So that sounds.
So can I just interject?
Go ahead.
Because you said Santa coin. Actually, Alex, I've been following your Twitter for your TikTok for a very long time now, and I got into Santa coin because saw your post. No, it's okay. Listen.
Yeah.
This dev team from Many Worlds were all investors in Santa coin. And we saw every single one of us invested in Santa coin. That's where we met, in that Santa coin Discord. So we saw the way that coin was being run. We saw the way that everything was going. And we were like, there's got to be a better way. This train wreck can't be it. BUSD rewards is such an attractive idea. And here's a dev that's just murdering it. It's just not working. And we thought we could do better. And then we got together. One of us was an engineer. One of us was finance. The other came from an entrepreneurial background. So we got even more engineers and finance people involved. And then we kind of brainstormed and went through many iterations before we landed on Many Worlds token. But yeah, all of us met in that. And actually, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be on the dev team, because I would have never met these guys.
If it weren't for Santa, Many Worlds never would have existed.
That's
honestly, like, Santa was the best thing that ever happened to us. Funny thing about Santa, I was in
all the money we lost there.
Or not the pre-sale. I was in very, very early. I took $1,500 to around $50,000.
Oh, wow.
Very quickly. But because I was helping be a leader in the Santa community to help try and keep the project alive, I was like, I have to diamond hand this. So I diamond handed it all the way down to a loss, just so that no one thought I was trying to be the pump and dump.
Right. There. I'm still holding mine as well. Santa to the moon.
I finally swapped for Many. I finally swapped. It went from $1,500 to $50,000 to $800, and I'm like, you know what? It's time to swap.
Well, hey, you know, I was a little nervous as you mentioned the BUSD rewards that, you know, certain people listening to this would get triggered by that and be like, oh, you know, I'm not going to do that again. I made that mistake. But hey, you guys made the same mistake too. And I apologize for any contribution I've made to that.
No.
But
no. You opened a door
we're all
that led to
adults. We
something
make our
amazing.
investment decisions. But you know and that's the problem. Santa, Evergrow, they both had the same problem. This huge entry tax, this flat tax, right? Where whether you buy or you sell, no matter how long you've been holding, you pay that 14% in, 14% out. And that causes the scalability issues that Human discussed. It's really hard to make profit on a coin when you're paying 14% to enter.
Yeah.
So we kind of invented these new tokenomics systems to deploy a dynamic tax system, essentially a marginal tax system, which is the only way it works. Flat tax systems in real life, they don't typically work out very well.
Mm-hmm.
And they haven't in crypto. So we kind of resolved all of those issues that Santa and Evergrow had into the Many Worlds token. And it's been working for us.
So, I mean, that's the thing that I, you know, want to address here is people hearing BUSD rewards getting triggered because of Evergrow, because of Santa. You guys have lived that out as well, and you're not walking down that same path naively. You are creating a solution to that actually sounds like it truly incentivizes holding, and it incentivizes trading. Absolutely, it seems like, knock on wood, you guys have figured out this problem, you know, and figured out a solution to that problem. So fantastic, if that's the case, and I trust that it is so far. So
far so good.
Yeah. And yes, so far so good. But we have this, you know, the whole issue with BUSD reward system is volume, right? You need trading volume to make it all work. But essentially, as we move forward, our long-term goals, which we don't share very often, but our long-term goals are to actually reduce the taxes. Because as we roll out the NFT trading post, as we roll out this crypto entry application that makes it super easy to enter, we are going to have revenue that comes in from those ecosystem software, right? We're going to have revenue that comes in. And the idea is, as that revenue comes in, the BUSD rewards starts being paid out by that revenue and not by trading volume taxes. So as we start to see revenue from those other areas, you're actually going to see taxes go down. So when we developed this smart contract, one of the things that the auditors wanted us to know was that, hey, your smart contract can raise taxes to 100%, and that's a threat. So we capped it. Right now, as it stands, taxes cannot be raised above where they are. But we did leave open the possibility of lowering taxes. That's because we want this to be an asset that you can buy without a 3% tax, and that you can sell without any taxes at all. How do we do that while maintaining the BUSD rewards? Well, we function like a real company, which, you know, a real company doesn't pay dividends based on a Ponzi scheme. They pay dividends based on revenue. And that's kind of where our long-term ambitions are with this coin.
That's awesome. So I think, was there anything that we've missed so far? I mean, or any major pressing thing that you want to get covered?
I mean, absolutely. But trying to target that, it would prove difficult. It's a big project.
Yeah. Well, great. I will disclose when this video is published that this was a promotion, but I also will disclose that I bought some after talking to you guys when we first talked last week. And so that I am a believer in this project, that I would not ever want to do something like this for a project that I don't believe in. I just, that's not how I roll. This is my second ever promotion. You know, I want to say it in, so yeah, for anyone listening, anyone watching this right now, if you've gotten to this far, you know, you're watching this in the future, this is something that I have a lot of hope for. And so I wish you guys the best, and I will be following this eagerly. I do not plan on selling any of my tokens for quite a while. Beyond any kind of agreement that was made, I see this as a phenomenal investment opportunity. So do your own research, but I hope that this live stream, this interview was, good amount of research to get started. So thank you guys for your time.
Absolutely. And if anyone has questions, feel free to drop by the Discord. Steve and I are always there, as is our engineer, our CFO. So ask any of us questions. We're always happy to help you navigate this white paper.
All right. Yeah. Hey, Tan, send me a link to the Discord, and I'll put it in the description of this video right after.
Absolutely.
And yeah. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right.